My Little Pony. Hey guys, you are watching the PEN15 After Show. Today we are covering episodes 3 and 4. And we are going to be covering everything from masturbation to band concerts. Stay tuned.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hey, thanks for watching AfterBuzz TV's After Show for Hulu's PEN15. Today we are covering episodes 3 and 4. I am your host, Chloe West, and I'm joined by AJ Talks. Hey, AJ.
Hey, guys.
So, guys, today we are covering everything from masturbation to band concerts. But before we get into that, don't forget to stay tuned for our special segment comparing now to then. But before all of that happens, AJ, I want to hear your overall thoughts for episode 3.
Girl, I thought it was very authentic and true to our experiences.
All right. Yeah, I think it was a hard episode to create and probably film, especially all of Maya's masturbation scenes. But they definitely made it funny, and you really felt like she was discovering herself.
Yes, Maya was going in. When it first started, I'm like, okay, what is she doing? She just looked really focused, and I'm like, oh my gosh, she is masturbating. But it's actually funny because Maya Erskine, who plays herself, she actually told Pop Sugar that was one of the reasons why they decided to play themselves, just because it would be easier for the viewers to watch it. You know, it's easier to watch an adult doing that as opposed to watching the actual kid doing some of the uncomfortable scenes. So that's a really interesting fact. I think I agree too. I don't want to see an actual little kid doing that. Episode 3's title is Ojichan, and Ojichan is Maya's grandfather who haunts her. Yes.
And haunts their family, we find out later on, for masturbating. And this episode sort of stems around Maya hiding her masturbation from Anna and Anna hiding her parents from Maya. So those are the two topics we are going to focus on for that episode, masturbation and Anna's parents. So we already kind of started talking about masturbation a little bit, but I mean, they cover the young boys as well in their grade who are talking about it, who are looking at old videos, because of course in 2000 the internet was not what it is today. So the boys have to look at this janky video, and then Maya, I mean, the episode starts with her using My Little Ponies, which she's playing with.
Maya was doing a lot in this episode. I didn't think it was gonna be so. It was just so extreme, and just because it never stopped. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Is that normal? I'm like, I mean, I'm pretty sure, girls, play, but it just looked really extreme. I'm just like, whoa.
They definitely played the extreme factor up, and it seems like she wanted to do that at all times. She was in the bathroom during school, and as soon as she came home, she was taking her nap, and oh my gosh, her making out with the wall while she was touching herself.
Oh my gosh. I'm like, girl, she was very experimental with herself. And Maya Erskine, again, a lady who plays her, she actually said that she just wanted to show young girls that masturbation wasn't shameful. So like her just self-pleasure journey, she didn't want it to be shameful. So she just wanted to show young girls that it was normal. So I guess that she showed it in the scene, because she did not stop at all.
I love that you brought that up, because I felt like that was such a nice button that the episode came to, when they kind of told themselves, and Maya was ashamed of herself at first, and then Anna was like, no, I mean, we're not gross if we both are doing it. And I really liked that. So I'm so glad you brought that up. I thought that was such a nice button to that. And
I have a question, though.
Oh, okay.
I have a question for you. So so when Anna said that, I do it too, do you think Anna was lying? Like, do you think she was just saying that to make Maya feel better? Because, I think that Maya's moving at a faster pace and Anna's trying to keep up. Because I say that because when I was watching it, at first I was like, okay, maybe she does, but then towards the end of the episode, it seemed like Anna was kind of experimenting, like, oh, well, let me try to, like she wasn't used to. So I don't know. What are your thoughts? What do you think?
That's interesting. I didn't have that thought, but I can totally see what you mean. And now I kind of want to go back and with that in mind and rewatch that part because, I'm not sure.
She seemed like a follower, like, like she just want to, like she's trying to keep up with Maya.
Well, and that's what we saw in episode 2, right? She wasn't, they weren't having their first together.
Right. So, I don't know.
That's such a good point. I love that. Well, let's get into Anna's situation. So what Anna's hiding in this episode from Maya is her parents' relationship. And we see it crumble in this episode. And we really get to meet her parents for the first time. And we kind of meet them by seeing, oh, somebody slept on the couch.
Yes.
And we can see that it may be leading to divorce.
Yes.
So in this episode, they're fighting most of the time about coffee, about little things.
Little things.
What were you thinking about this?
I was definitely thinking the same thing. I sensed some marital problems. Just arguing over bickering over little things, and it's just I just felt bad for Anna in this episode because I just feel like she's feeling feelings of rejection from Maya, her parents, and boys and stuff. So I felt it in my heart for. I had a soft spot for Anna.
I think so too. I think she was feeling rejection, and she was reaching out to her friend, and her friend was totally rejecting her. And he felt that, especially when she caught her in the lie at the boys' house. And and
that was terrible.
I know, so interesting. And we see more of what happens with Anna's parents too a little bit in the next episode. But before we get into that episode, AJ, what do you have for us?
Well, guys, I just want to thank you all for helping make us the ESPN of TV Talk. And if you're watching us right now on YouTube, give us a thumbs up, comment, like it, and subscribe. And if you're watching us on iTunes, please make sure you give us a 5-star rating. Also, leave us a comment. But no matter where you are, just remember to show us some love and let us know your thoughts. And just thank you for helping us stay here and making us the ESPN of TV Talk.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you guys so much. Please, please, please like and comment. We want to hear your thoughts.
Yes.
We are a brand new after show, so we are open to your thoughts and suggestions and can't wait to hear what you think. And now let's get into episode 4. So in episode 4, we're going to cover the band concert and their boys. Both those things were huge in this episode. So this episode starts off, and we actually get to meet Maya's dad, who we find out is in a Steely Dan cover band, which I thought was hilarious. And we see her relationship, and we see her get really nervous with her relationship with her dad leading up into this band concert.
Yes. I think I felt like she was getting very stressed and just I feel like Maya's at a point where she's just really trying to find herself, who she is as a teenager. And I think she wanted to prove something to her dad, like, help him be proud of her. But she was completely shocked when he said he was coming because she was not expecting that. So
yeah, she lies to him in her fax, which I also loved that they communicate.
Oh my God, I was
fax.
like, this is so old school. Just not even write the letter, just fax it.
I know, I love it. So they communicate via fax while he's on tour. And yeah, she says she has a big band performance and she has a big solo, which we as the audience know isn't true, but we know that Anna does. And we learn too that Anna is not only an amazing musician, but also a great singer, which she really was, which I thought was awesome.
Yeah, that was really good. She did good. And I just felt so bad for her when she was singing, and then she looked in the audience and seen her parents fighting, and then her mom ended up leaving.
I cannot
I was
believe
like,
that.
and she kind of froze. You can kind of see the sadness in her face when she was standing up there. So yeah, it's just terrible that she has to see that. So it just make you think as parents just to be mindful of actions, because you just never know. Your kids are always watching.
Yeah. And her parents this episode, at the beginning, you really thought they were going to get back together.
Yeah.
And I almost thought her dad had somebody else over there because her mom's attitude was so different. And now I'm thinking too, after she left, and I wonder what you think about this, AJ, do we think there's something wrong with Anna's mom? Is there some
addiction or something, some type of? When I was watching it, I was trying to see, was it something going on, something going on, a mental something. I guess
her dad seems to be it's just coffee, and your mom had to leave. So I'm thinking, I don't know. There's something else there, and I think it really is centered around mom for Anna.
Okay, yeah, we'll have to keep watching and see. But yeah, I'm glad you pointed it out, though. I'm gonna have to pay attention to that. We're gonna have to pay attention and see. Leave us your comments below. Let us know what you think is going on, guys. Let us know.
Yeah, do we think it's mom? Do we think it's both of them? And maybe they're kind of leaning us on dad's side a little bit, telling the story. We'll see for sure more. But the band concert, so once it happens, there's so much preparation. And I love the band teacher. You know, he's like, this performance that I wrote, you know, it's so hilarious.
Yeah, first of all, I felt for the teacher because, you know, when you're trying to put together a performance and you are relying on these kids to act appropriately. Because I used to teach, I used to coach dance, high school dance. So I had a dance team. And so we would do performances and competitions, and I'm just like, okay, you guys, are we ready? Are we prepared? And I'm like, if one of them would have messed up, I would have went crazy. So I'm like, oh, I know he was freaking out in his head, like, wait to school tomorrow.
Yeah. So finally at the band concert, after all this preparation and the practicing that Maya did, and her dad's there, and the pressure she's feeling, her hands. First off, she has claws, which is hilarious, and then she finally breathes, takes it in, and makes up her own insane solo, which I actually loved. I'm so glad she did that. And she was just trying to do it to make her dad proud, which was so cute.
It was cute. And it's actually funny because this is a fact. So Maya, she actually told Vulture that actually happens to her. When she panics, her hands actually turn into claws. It's called, I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, carpal spasms. That
sounds good to me. That sounds real.
Yeah, it makes her hands turn into claws. So yeah, that actually does happen to her.
Wow.
Yeah, it really does. So.
Well, it felt real when I was watching it. Like, it was very silly, but at the same time, the way she was holding her fingers did feel real. So I believe that. That's so interesting.
That's just crazy how you can trick your mind into making your body react in certain ways.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Because it's really a mental thing if you think about it. You're psyching your mind out.
Well, and you're right, because then she calms herself down when she breathes, and then she can actually play her made-up solo.
Right. I'm like, oh, that was a lot.
Well, what helps her play that made-up solo, which is our next topic, are the boys of this episode, and boy, are there a lot of them. So I love that the episode starts off with Alex is single, and everybody knows it. Even the other boys know Alex is single. Yes. I thought that was hilarious.
The hot boy.
Yeah, and with his little, like, Justin Bieber hair. So Alex is single, and that's who Anna likes. But Anna has her own admirer who writes her little microscopic notes, which I thought was so cute. And he's the saxophone player. And by the end of the episode, they're together, which is so cute. And they run away saying they have a boyfriend.
Yes, Brendan. Brendan was crushing on Anna. It was so cute because, you know, he's like this little short boy, has this little innocent crush on her. And she's like, you know, I think it's probably the first time her having a boy actually have a crush on her. So it's kind of like, wait, a boy actually likes me. So yeah, I think she's gonna, I wonder what she put in the letter. What did she put? Did it say, because they gave him the letter and just ran off.
I think it said yes? Circle yes or no. So I'm assuming it says yes.
Yeah, so we're going to see next episode. But yeah, it was so cute. I think they're going to start dating. Hopefully, you know, maybe they will, and maybe it'll distract, you know, Anna off Maya a little bit if she has a boyfriend.
Well, I think Maya is going to be going for their friend who, is it Sam? I think that's his name, who taught her how to play, who was practicing the drums with her, because how cute was it when they were listening to the music and their heads were touching each other? And, you know, they were kind of vibing off of each other. And then he came to tell her how much he liked her solo at the end. And there's definitely something going on there. Yeah. So I think now that Anna has a boyfriend, maybe Maya will pursue him so they can both have boyfriends together, because, like we've seen so far, they love to do everything together. We'll see, though. We'll see. That would be really cute, though. They could do double dates and stuff. So. Yeah. And I wonder how they'll play that out. But I love how he pursued her. And, you know, I was nervous at first because Anna was obsessed with Alex and crumbling her note, throwing it away. And I was scared by the end of the episode that she's going to be mean to Brendan and not accept him. But I loved that she did at the end.
I felt so bad for, one thing, I felt so bad for Anna. She just seemed like this, Anna seems like this very sweet girl. She seems like she still has an innocence to her. Like, she's not trying to be too grown. So she has these innocent crushes. So when Alex actually comes to the performance, he gives the rose to the other girl. I was like, oh, Anna. I felt just so bad for her.
I know.
She really thought he came for her.
I know.
So yeah,
that was heartbreaking.
And then her mom had left the performance. So I'm like, once again, feelings of rejection for Anna. I think, I just thought I said she's probably going through a lot right now mentally in her head. Just where does she belong?
Yeah, and I wonder where this relationship will go for her, and if it will help to change that with her.
Yeah, hopefully it can be like, you know, a distraction from her family. Yeah, so hopefully Brandon, he might be a positive addition. We'll see, guys. We'll see.
Yes, and I love that she was partnered up with Alex in her lab, and that kind of gave her that like false sense of confidence with him. But then she finally turned it around, which was great.
Yeah, I love that. I love when I was teaching that. If I knew somebody had a crush on each other, I would put them as partners. I would do it on purpose. Sometimes they like, oh, I like this person. I'm like, oh, all right, next project.
Oh my gosh, that is hilarious. Yeah, I just really loved the band practicing scene together with Maya, and I really think that there's something there between the two. But okay, now we are at our special segment, Now and Then.
Yes.
So bring us in there. What's going on?
So what we wanted to talk about was how music has changed. Music has changed so much over the last decade. I'm like, okay, when I was in 7th, 8th grade, what was I listening to? So let's see. I'm thinking about when I was in school, we had NSYNC was out, the boy band. I love NSYNC. Actually, my favorite member was Lance. He was Joey. Sorry, Joey Fatone, not Lance. Joey Fatone was actually my favorite. I didn't even like Justin or JC.
Well, Justin was my favorite, of course. JC was my mom's favorite. Isn't that so funny and weird that like even my mom had a favorite NSYNC member?
NSYNC was popular. NSYNC, it was always a competition between NSYNC and Backstreet Boys, and I was always team NSYNC.
Me too.
So yeah, I like Backstreet.
Good. I still really like the Backstreet Boys. I do, but if I have to put them against each other, NSYNC definitely was my number one.
So NSYNC, I was listening to them. Outkast was out. They had that I'm Sorry, Miss Jackson. Woo. Yep, that song. We was listening to that. Eminem was out. He had to stand out. Eminem, he had all those crazy songs. He was just trying to kill
was
everybody.
Like when you were in middle school, you listened to him, but you didn't tell your parents you listened to him.
Eminem, he was definitely memories. The crazy songs, all of them. So yeah, we had Nelly, Jagged Edge. Nelly Furtado was out. She had that song, I'm Like a Bird. Y'all remember that? So yeah, we had, I was listening to a lot. 50 Cent was out. You can find me in the club. That song. That was out.
Oh, I love
So yeah,
50.
Usher.
Young Usher too. Yeah. Oh,
so
yeah.
We was listening to a lot. What were some things you were probably listening to back then?
Well, definitely all of that, and then what the girls talked about in episode 3, which is Bewitched. I could not believe it. I was like, "Ooh, that is a deep dive into 2000." So definitely Bewitched. Definitely Britney, Christina. We had that rivalry, and then also another deep dive. I don't know if y'all know S Club 7. Not only did that silly group have great music, they also had a weird TV show on what was known as Fox Family, which then got changed to ABC Family and is now changed to Freeform. So there you go. That is my deep dive. But yeah, Bewitched, I love that they brought that up in episode 3 because they were definitely like a band that I think only middle school girls liked because they were pretty like young, like very radio Disney friendly. So I don't think if you were even in high school in 2000, if you would have been listening, it was like so specific. So I love that they tried to, and calling in to win concert tickets.
Oh,
do people do that anymore? Because I always did that.
I won some backstage passes off the radio. It was to see Destiny's Child and Kanye West at House of Blues. It was a karaoke. I had to sing 2 songs word from word, and I won tickets. I took my best friend in high school. So yeah, that's never happened to me before.
Oh my God, I'm shook.
Yes, I got to actually take a picture with Destiny's Child. I still have it. Yes.
I don't know if I can continue the show.
Yeah. And remember, let's see, we was watching TRL. TRL was on.
And now, so now what are kids listening to? I think Drake,
Extension,
maybe Ariana Grande.
Yeah, and
I mean, my personal opinion, but I think we had it better.
We had it better. We definitely had better groups, like boy bands and girl groups.
Yes.
Now, you know, they don't really have a lot of groups. It's more like individual.
Right. Yeah. How do you pick which one's your favorite then?
Exactly. That was you know what? That was actually what we did back in the day. We'll get a group, get a poster, and like, all right, that's my favorite. You always had to decide with your friends. You could not like the same person.
So true. Which Spice Girl were you, AJ?
Oh, girl, Crazy Spice. You know,
yes.
You already know. I love them. I remember I had went to camp and we had a performance and I imitated. We was a Spice Girls and I was Crazy Spice.
Oh my God, I love it. So, I was always Baby when I was younger, but now I'm like, I'm definitely Ginger. Hello. I've changed. I've evolved into as a Spice Girl. Well, that is it for our special segment, Then and Now. Stay tuned next week for our next Now and Then, where we will not talk music, we'll talk something else. And I'm leaning towards fashion because did you see that cargo skirt that Anna was wearing in episode 3? I died. I love it. I love it. I love it. But now we are going to get into some predictions.
Now, your AfterBuzz TV.
So, let's see. My predictions are Brendan and Anna are going to be a couple.
Ooh.
So, I'm excited to see where that goes. And they're so cute. She's so tall and he's short. This would be a little odd couple, but it'd be cute. And, yeah, I want to see more about Anna's parents and how that's going to play out and the effect that it's going to have on Anna.
Yeah, I agree. I think I'm going to go ahead and say I think Anna's parents definitely get a divorce. And I think we're going to see how that plays out and how that affects her. And I am going to make the prediction that Anna and Brendan are definitely going to be a couple as well. And I'm going to say I think Brendan and Maya, or not Brendan, sorry. What's his name? Sam. I think Sam and Maya as well will be a couple. And we will see how that goes.
Yes, hopefully everybody be booed up.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Let's ship them. Although that is so then. Maybe we'll do a now and then on some lingo.
Yes.
Because shipping them is so now.
Lingo, yes.
And AJ, we don't have any news for them today because you kind of put it into the whole thing. I love that. Pulling in all the info from the creators because the show is such about them that I love the way you do that. And I think we're going to continue to do the news in that way.
I have one more fact for you guys.
Ooh, love it.
So I just want to say, Maya Erskine, she was telling Bustle, I believe, that the scene where they were opening up about the masturbation, it was actually very similar to a real life situation between them. So they went to NYU together. So around their junior year, they kind of bonded through masturbation. Not that the conversation came up. And so Maya basically admitted, like, she was open, like, yeah, I do it. So Anna was like, oh, wow, she's really honest and open person. So she's like, oh, I like her. And then that's kind of how their friendship got even stronger and bonded.
Oh, so interesting.
Yeah, I was like, wow. So they definitely put a lot of their real life situations into the show. So
I love that.
Yeah,
I really feel that. I just feel so connected to them. I feel like we're friends.
It's so real, and I really love it because, like I said, it's really authentic and just really true to real life experiences. They didn't really kind of shit. They like, look, this is what's really happening, just from everything. So that was nice.
Yeah, and I've been seeing so many articles out that are saying this is one of the best shows of 2019, and I agree.
Yes, it's nice. It's nice to get it's really fresh and just refreshing. Just like, oh wow, this is normal behavior. It's good to look back on what you was doing back then, and they like, oh wow.
I know. I wonder. The show is so geared, I think, towards 30-year-olds. Like we're the same age as the creators, and it's so fun for us to look back. But I really think I wonder if middle schoolers are watching and they're like, I'm feeling that too, and that's okay because these older people are telling me it's okay. So it's created by Awesomeness TV, and Awesomeness TV is usually so geared in towards that like middle school age range that I do wonder if that helped some middle schoolers to be able to watch it in that kind of age range of group. And like you said, they didn't even talk about masturbation until they were in college together. So that's pretty, wild. Like, I agree. I don't think middle schoolers are really talking about it. And their hormones are definitely
They need to talk
pulsating
to
through their
someone
bodies.
because, you know, if you don't talk to someone, you're going to try to figure it out on your own. So I just really feel like this show is really good, especially, like you said, for kids to watch. Even the kids nowadays, they should watch it. It's real life. It's something they could learn from, I guess, to know that they're not alone, I guess.
Totally.
yeah.
Absolutely. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us on the AfterBuzz TV PEN15 after show. We are so happy to talk about it, and we want to talk to you more in the comments, so please find us there. And AJ, where else can they find you?
You can follow me on Instagram at Crimson Pearl and check out my YouTube channel, AJ Talks.
Love it. And you can find me on Instagram at Chloe West X. Thanks, guys, so much, and we will see you here next week.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.